closer to a verdict in the manslaughter trial of two former Jefferson Parish Sheriff's deputies.
Day 3 proved to be yet another long day for the jury, who will likely reach a decision tomorrow. Lily Cummings was at the Jefferson Parish Courthouse in Gretna tonight. So Lily, what do you have for us? What happened today?
Well, Devin, Sharice, things wrapped up there around 7:15 this evening after the state rested their case and the defense chose not to present any case. The defense will need to rely on creating reasonable doubt. The former deputies could face up to 40 years in prison if convicted of manslaughter.
Defendants Isaac Hughes and Jonathan Lewis left the Jefferson Parish Courthouse Thursday evening with their futures hanging in the balance. Meanwhile, the victim's family is trying to reconcile with the past.
I love my son and I miss my son and I just want justice for him.
The two former JPSO deputies are accused of shooting and killing Daniel Valley, who was parked on a Marrero street in the early morning hours of February 16, 2022.
It's just up to the jury to actually understand that this is a life. Life is very precious and a life was taken from all of us.
Valley's family has spent the last 3 days watching the justice system do its work.
They're all doing their job and they're all being supportive.
At the core of this case is whether Lewis and Hughes were justified in using deadly force. On Thursday, jurors heard from a nationally recognized police use of force expert, Ken Caceres. When a prosecutor asked Caceres for his opinion on whether the deputies were authorized to use deadly force, Caceres answered they were not. Defense attorneys argue this is a self-defense case and that Lewis and Hughes feared for their lives when they fired their weapons. Jurors spent the evening reviewing evidence and listening to sworn statements the deputies gave at the Detectives Bureau the day after the shooting. And the family of Valley will spend another night wrestling with their emotions.
Devastating, hard, emotional, stressed out, and brokenhearted. It opens up the wound all over again. And I just want my son to get justice.
Jurors are expected to be back in court for 9:30 a.m. for closing arguments. Then the jury will move into deliberations. Devin.
Lily, thank you. This is, of course, a story that we will continue to cover as the trial progresses. You can always stay right up to date on air, on our website, or on our social media pages.